A lot of you guys are stuck at that 10 to 30K a month level, and you might think that it is because you need better systems, a better client fulfillment, and you need a better offer and that stuff. And sure, like those things definitely does matter and definitely makes a huge difference, but that's not actually what's holding you down, okay? Because what's really holding you down at that level is that your energy is leaking everywhere, bro. Like everywhere. You don't even notice it yourself because you're so used to operating in chaos that it just feels normal to you, okay? So in this video, boys, I just wanted to literally leak my entire thinking pattern, the way I think about business, life, women, everything, that allows me to print 80K months consistently here, okay? And if you understand this at a deeper level, you can literally just copy the way I think and your results will literally follow, okay? Because identity will shift automatically once you just truly get this, right? So the first thing that I want you to understand, boys, is that I don't build my life around my business, okay? I build my business around my life, alright? And that tiny difference there changes fucking every decision that I make, okay? Because most of you do the complete opposite, right? Your whole identity is wrapped around your business. Like every client that's being a headache, for example, every invoice, every DM or every Stripe dip, it emotionally owns you. Okay, it literally dictates your mood, right? It dictates your behavior and it dictates your sense of self-worth. Like when you're building from that viewpoint, you're literally gonna be fucked, right? You're already fucked, okay? Because you're gonna be building from this viewpoint of needing, trying, chasing, not from the state of being in power and full control, okay? And that's the next thing, right? Needy energy is literally the fastest way to repel everything you want. Clients, money, woman, it's all on the same frequency, bro. Like I don't know why you guys separate these categories when they're literally all the same. Like business and women operate on identical principles, right? If you desperately chase a girl, she's gone. Like you won't get her, right? And if you desperately chase a client, they will smell it instantly, right? It's the same thing. And it's the same with if you're scared to lose anyone, if you're scared to lose a client, if you're scared to lose this girl, you will lose her, right? Because the universe doesn't reward desperation, it rewards groundedness. And the reason why you're needy is because you've got zero energetic boundaries, my bro. Like you let clients message you at midnight, for example, and you have to fucking reply and all this stuff. And whatever they message you, it kind of drains your energy, right? And you let your team, for example, dump every problem on you. You say yes to every single client because you're scared to lose money or not make money. Like you'll drop the entire day just because someone else decided they need you right now. And you think that you're working hard, right? But the thing is that you're just leaking energy like crazy, okay? Energy leaks is the biggest reason why most people fail, okay? Because you're basically living in this constant low-key anxiety that sort of never goes away, alright? And obviously won't scale past 20 or 30K with that, right? So the problem is that you're operating as a guy who doesn't value his own attention at all, right? Now let's talk about the whole 16 hours a day ground delusion real quick here as well, okay? Because I hear this from everyone stuck under 30K, like literally every single person, right? They say that I'm not grinding, I'm not doing enough, right? I'm putting in, 16 hours a day and I'm not I need to do more. It's like, no, you're not, bro. You're not sitting there for fucking 16 hours, right? Most people that say they're working 16 hours, they're not actually working 16 hours. They're most of the time sitting there doom scrolling, overthinking, sitting in doubts, right? Checking Stripe every 12 minutes, switching tasks every 30 seconds, right? Spiraling emotionally at every single setback, right? The client doesn't pay the invoice, fuck, my day is ruined, right? And that essentially takes over and becomes a pendulum in your mind that you can't stop thinking about, right? It basically owns you, right? It owns your attention, your thoughts, and basically destroy your entire day. Like you should never feel guilty about not doing enough, okay? Because guilt itself is a lower frequency. It's an energy leak, right? Overthinking is an energy leak. Being too emotionally attached to outcomes you don't control in the first place is a huge energy leak, bro. So you have to switch from this identity of being busy to being effective, okay? And that's the reason why I'm able to work, 1 to 2 hours a day and still make a fuck ton of money, because I spend my time being effective, not busy. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because I spend so much time zooming out, right? I sit with myself. I think strategically about things in the bigger picture. And I sit down and actually ask myself what actually matters here. Whereas you, for example, you probably just react, right? You're too emotionally in the business, essentially, okay? Because the funniest part about like the mentees that we got that scale to 50, 80, 100K a month and beyond, those are the ones who slow down, not speed up. Because those are the guys that slows the fuck down, thinks clearly, and acts cleanly. They're not the ones who burn themselves out pretending to be hyper productive, right? Because when you sit down with yourself and just think, you get so much clarity, right? You know what actions you need to take next, right? And another leak, like energy leak, most of you guys have as well, that you probably don't even realize is with women. Not because women are the issue, like women are never the issue. It's always gonna be you, bro. But because you haven't cleaned your polarity, okay? Like if you don't have options, for example, you're gonna become obsessive and needy. Right? If you have one girl, then you're gonna become needy and obsessive over her, right? And if you're insecure, for example, you're gonna chase validation. Like if you're leaking all this energy into a woman, trust me, that is going to bleed into your business, right? As you know, your business is just a direct reflection of you, my bro. And if all your energy goes to all these energy leaks with women, for example, if you're needy with girls, you're gonna be needy with clients, right? If you pedestal a woman, you're gonna pedestal clients as well. If you chase a girl, you're gonna chase the client. Right? It's exact same patterns, exact same identity and frequency that you operate from. And the thing is that the money that you're after, it doesn't flow to someone that's in that state, okay? Because that's lower frequency, right? That's acting from this identity of I don't have, I need, right? And needing and trying and, you know, chasing, that's all lower frequency. It basically tells the universe that you're not there right now. Now, in terms of the thinking pattern I run that allows me to print multiple six figures, is firstly that I have very, very low importance, okay? Nothing in my life is ever life or death, okay? Clients doesn't own me, right? Money doesn't scare me. Woman doesn't distract me. Everything is replaceable. Everything is literally abundant. You have to step into the field of being abundant, okay? Because my business bends to me, right? Not the other way around. And the way I do that is obviously by implementing systems that allows me to get to that point, right? And the other thing as well is that I value my energy and my state more than anything else, right? If there's anything that lowers my frequency, I'll cut that thing right out. Another thing as well is simplicity wins, right? I don't use any long to-do lists or try to force things or push things with raw discipline or anything like that anymore. There's no chaos essentially, all thanks to me stepping into the state of just being in my thoughts and sitting in stillness and thinking for myself, okay? Because that way I'm not gonna be so reactive. I'm literally gonna zoom out and see the bigger picture, which is ultimately gonna allow me to get even more clarity, which ultimately allows me to not let some stupid, dumb, external shit disturb my internal world, okay? And that's essentially like the pattern, right? And when you basically adopt this sort of thinking pattern, the actions become obvious, right? The guilt is gonna disappear. The grind is gonna disappear. The overwhelm of all these long to-do lists are gonna disappear. And your business is gonna start responding to you the same way women respond to a guy who actually knows his value, right? And yeah, boys, that was pretty much it for this video. Hopefully it made a lot of sense for you guys. And yeah, subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you boys soon. Peace.